guys, so welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on this 1964 Pontiac Grand Prix Sports Coupe number 22 Matchbox Lesney. I'm really hoping you watched my last video, that way you could understand where are we going with this video. So as you can see, we have the typical color red. We have a missing tow hook, which is perfect for me. Other than that, we have opening doors. We have a gray interior. And we have a black metal base or chassis. There you go. So on my last video, I explained and showed you guys the color options that were available in this model, and then later on the super fast model. So first thing first, let's drill this baby apart and put it in my paint remover jar, and I'll be back without paint. I'll see you. Alright guys, so as you can see, I put it back together with your screws, so we know that it's going to go back together without any problems. We also found out that the doors don't have any mechanism to hold them in place, and maybe that's why they were loose inside. They work the same way as the Gladiator doors. So we gotta clean all this up, and before we paint, we gotta make sure that everything goes back in there tight. We also saw that we have a broken interior piece here, broken steering wheel, which I'm gonna have to fix. It feels like it's like really dry. And this model, these two taps here work like the suspension, and you can see they're bent out of shape, so we got to fix that also. I got to try to fix that steering wheel before it comes loose, that way it stays in place. And quick inspection here, I kind of feel that the roof, it's leaning towards this side a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. So I have this tool here, which is to clean up airbrush, but the body is aluminum, and I'm going to be using it to push here on the side. You want to get something like this aluminum, so in the event that something is gonna dent, you want your tool to dent, not your car. So I'm gonna remove the screws and fix this, and I'll be back. get out. So push the roof that way to the left, and it's pretty much aligned now. And I did that before I polished it, and of course use the floor shine to make it shiny and new again. Check that out. Bam. So that's ready. And once it came out of the paint remover, it has taken me close to 2 hours to fix the doors. It's something incredible. This side, you can see it's nice and firm, almost. But as you're shutting it down, look, see, closing it. Remember, what's controlling the door here is that plastic interior, and that plastic interior is falling apart. It's incredible, completely falling apart. Now this other side was a little bit more tricky, but as you can see, it open and it closes, and it doesn't wiggle open, and it's also flush. That took a long time, buddies. Let's take this apart. Let me see if I can take it off without breaking it, because like I said, this thing is falling apart. Now I'm gonna have to paint this back area here, because I've redone it now for like 3 or 4 times. Like I said, it's just falling apart. It's brittle, and every time I sand it down to make it nice and pretty, it just cracks again. So it's staying like this. I'm just gonna put paint and be done with it. The steering wheel started to fall apart also. So I had to cut a piece of the valve to fill up basketballs, and I gave it a metal column here. That was nice. So that turned out to be more realistic. But you can see the steering wheel here. It's just, look, it's like the plastic is just disappearing. It's real crazy. Now this side was all messed up. That's why the doors kept falling off. So what I had to do was sand down and remove all that plastic that was crumbling and falling apart. And then I started to build it up with the glue, the Gorilla Gel glue, and baking soda. Then I sanded it down, and then I started building up this corner right here. So that took a long time. Now the suspension, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix it unless I break this tab and recreate it. Because look at this. It's just, if I bend it a little bit more, it's gonna break. Now what I could do is maybe cut an L-shaped piece of brass on this side, and that maybe that'll hold it down. And I could probably do the same thing here, but if I do it here, you're gonna be able to see it. You're gonna be able to see it because this hole here, you can see it from the back window. And with that, if you're doing these models, it's good to learn how to put it back together before you paint it. So the way you do it is you grab the appropriate door, put it in place. So it does have a tab here, so if you put your finger here, it'll hold the door in place, because you're gonna have to turn it. Door doesn't move now. Take your other door and you try to do the same thing here. So now you got both doors in place. Of course, you would put the windshield first, and then you squeeze in the interiors. And of course, the metal base. And before going to paint, this is where you want to make sure that everything fits perfect. The base is not crooked. You know, everything's just good to go. As you can see, the casting does have a lot of toning. So I am going to zinc plate it, because in fact I'm gonna do a spectraflame color. So I need to plate it to get it ready. And once I do that, I'll be back. Alright guys, watch your eyes. Watch your eyes. Pow pow. So here is the base. I am not gonna paint it, but I can't leave it like this. So I am gonna hit it with a coat or two of clear coat, just so the zinc doesn't lose the shyness or the sheen. And I came up with this contraption here. Got the doors duct tape with some locking tweezers and my forceps, or locking scissors as I like to call them. And check it out. This way I can keep an eye on the color of the doors, which is something very problematic when you do cars like this. If you paint the doors separately, you always tend to have a different color or a different shade of the paint. This way they're not gonna be exactly the same, but they're gonna be pretty close if I do it like this. So this took me another 2 hours. So off to paint. See you in a bit. Hey guys, check it out. Looks pretty good to me. So I used Spectraflame Windex Blue for this. Paint seems to match pretty good between the doors and the casting. So this is fresh paint. So now I have to wait. I like to wait at least 24 hours before I start assembling, especially cars with separate doors. Typically I would do it in like 30 minutes, but since I have tape here, I did not leave it the 15 to 20 minutes that I usually do inside the oven. So the paint is not fully cured yet, so that's why I'm gonna do 24 hours. So I'm gonna assemble this and I'll see you on the other side. Well guys, let's take a look on what we started with. Just a quick reminder, it's been a lot of work, way too many hours, but I think the end result is worth it. So here it is, sporting its new Windex Blue Spectraflame paint job. Now I went online and I looked up pictures of the real car, And surprisingly enough, the casting had the markings for the front and back bumper, which made it a whole lot easier to chrome them out using my chrome pen. Now the tail lights, I was gonna do them red, but again, all the pictures that I saw online, the original car doesn't have red tail lights. It's like a clear plastic look, so I just left them as is. Did a little chrome insert inside. Now the front grille, it's supposed, on most of the pictures, it's supposed to be black. You know, Matchbox did it all gray because it's a lot easier. And being that it's something that could be customized in the original to be chrome, I did a chrome. I also did chrome trims on all windows, as you can see, just like the original car. And you're probably thinking, wait, there's something different. And yes, the wheels are not the original ones. Those are the semi-rubber wheels from the Mustang. This was a last minute thing. They do rub a little, but he still rolls, as you can see. And they're coming from this Mustang, which, if you don't remember, is the one I'm gonna give away when I reach the 10,000 subscriber mark to my Patreons. So I'm gonna leave a link to my Patreon page if you want to participate and help out the channel. As you can see, the doors work perfect. That was a big issue. And considering that the whole interior was falling apart, I think I was able to recuperate and revive this model. Now just imagine if Matchbox would have done this back in those years. They probably would have gotten the dad to buy the red one for the kid, and he'll probably buy this one for his personal collection. I think it came out super awesome. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll be reading. And remember, if you want to participate and you're willing to help the channel, check out my Patreon page. So again, thank you for watching. Peace out. Bye.